Salut à tous! Today we are going to check out some videos of the progression of my student carving, especially how I got my student to actually go sharper carving turns. Let's have a look at how she was riding before we started any exercise and her carving. Drawing tools does not work anymore. So we'll have a look. My student is up here and this is a fairly easy green terrain. Already we start with some pretty good carving. I notice how the turns are actually really wide, so my student was catching a lot of speed and kind of not feeling confident as a very wide turn, but really good carving turns. So if we have a look, when she starts at the start of the pitch and go finish her hillside turn halfway through the pitch already, and she will finish her toeside turn at the bottom of that pitch, and then the terrains become a little bit flatter. So she only did 2 turns, 1 full S turn for the whole pitch of that terrain. We decided with the student that we wanted to sharpen our carving turn so we can control our speed more and be more confident in riding steeper terrain. I've recorded some videos of the exercise to explain a little bit better the exercise we were focusing on in order to get that board more tilted on an edge. We can actually bend a lot more with our speed and get a sharper turn. Okay, if my board is like this, and I go for a very wide turn, but if I manage to bend it more, it's gonna go to a sharper turn. The exercise we're working on is focusing on the knees, the front and the back knee. My demonstration show mostly the front knee to explain. So we can use our hands. So for the heel side, we can use our backhand and try to get that backhand to help us push the front knee closer to the snow. We don't really want to focus so much on the hand. What we want is to focus on the knee. Okay, the muscles on your legs need to do the work. Using your hand is a tool to help you understand which way your knee need to go. Okay, so we need to push the knees like this, in this direction. As we're riding on our heel side, what we were looking for is to get our backhand to pretend to push the knee closer to the snow. So it will allow me to actually get a sharp turn. So as you would ride on your toe side, you will focus on having your front hand, pretending to push your front knee closer to the ground, in the direction of your little toe. So you get the board more at an edge, more at an angle, which will help you to turn sharper. This is why the step of visualizing with the legs, this is what it would look like. I will push my front knee closer to the ground. Of course, I couldn't do it in that demonstration, else I'll be on the ground. I did not have the board to be balanced. And then I'll push the front knee with the front hand closer to the ground on the toe side. And then bring it back on the heel side again. So this was a run when she was actually focusing on the exercise. That by the time she did the first toeside turn, it was pretty much a quarter, about half of the piece for the second turn. Third turn, kind of committed a bit too much. Fourth turn, we arrive at the bottom and then we continue going. And the flatter the terrain, the harder it is, obviously, because we're losing more speed. So we commit a little bit less the hips, but still work on the exercise. So after practicing a few times this drill, we bring back into our riding the exercise and the feeling of getting that board more on an edge so we can get those sharper turn into the steeper part of the terrain and get more control of our speed. The student is right here and you will see that the board turn a lot sharper. The board is a bit more on the edge, so much on that heelside turn, but the toe side is getting really good. The heelside is pretty good. Another really good toe side. That one committed a little bit too much more. That's another exercise we can practice and work on. Okay, we can see here it's pretty good. We're still at the start of the turn. We're still in the first quarter of our turn, and the board is a pretty good edge angle and go to a fairly steeper edge angle in order to turn nice and sharp. This one also show a nice inclination. The knees, the back knee especially, is really close to the ground. The front knee is still nice and bent and fairly close to the ground, almost at the end of the toe side turn. And as a bonus video, this is some of the last run we've done with the student, and she got to also experience the board rebound, the board snapping back. So this is one exercise I use quite often with my students to help them increase the edge angle of their board when they carve, so they can go into sharper turn and therefore more control of the speed, and we can move into steeper terrain over time. The hands is just a visualization to understand what the knee and what the body should be doing. The actual muscles of your legs need to really move those knees closer to the ground. It's a lot of force and a lot of pressure, which is really hard to have the muscles to be able to go against that force and that pressure. It takes time, it takes practice, but remember to bring the exercise back into your riding. So start feeling the higher edge angle and the sharper turn. Don't ride with your hands on your knees. If you want to have a deeper analysis of a toe side carve and how I look at the rider and the body and the board and the track, so they can have a better carving turn and a deeper carving turn, especially on the toe side, the video on the screen will help you with this.